Another bird in here going crazy. I'm just gonna share the shelter with you, buddy. Hey. Guess what? It's raining again. I've got a little time with the rain this morning, so I thought I'd show you my sleep system. This is my quilt. It's a Flex 15-degree Catabatic quilt. It is very warm, and then I just sleep like this. It has an enclosed foot box. Lay back on my mat like this, and then there's these little things I can hook down onto my mat, so then it keeps the quilt against there, traps the heat in. This that I'm sleeping on is a Thermarest Neo Air X Lite. You can see I cut it down. It's usually longer, so I saved, I don't know, 7 or 8 ounces, and then I just put my feet onto my pack, onto whatever. This is my tent, so I just lay that under here. Excuse me. And when it's not too cold, I take my puffy, roll it up. It is my pillow. And then when it is really cold, I will wear this as well and just not use the pillow. I forgot about this shelter. Should have come here last night. You can order Chinese and pizza because it's like right in a neighborhood. I'm ready to get up into Vermont, Maine, get a little more into wilderness. I feel like I've just been walking over, under, next to, on roads and highways for really the last 500-600 miles. Some perks of that though. I had all that food yesterday. I've got another deli I'm gonna hit in 3 miles here, and then at the end of the day there's a plant nursery next to the road, and they have an outdoor shower, so I'm gonna take a shower. I actually haven't taken a shower for like 7 or 8 days now. This is the longest stretch I've gone so far on the AT because there's so many hostels and stuff, but this area, the New Jersey, New York, Connecticut area, pretty pricey, so that's keeping me out of town. But that's also good because every time going into town is where you lose half a day of time. So yeah, take a shower, just wash my dirty socks. They're almost unusable right now from how much grime is in them from just walking through all that flooded trail. So do that, and then like 0.7 down the road there is another deli that's open till 10 p.m. so I will have dinner there. That would be so strange to have thousands and thousands of people every year walk through and just look down on your pool in your house. A trail that I feel pretty homeless this one of these times. Sitting out behind the deli, got my stuff charging, and stuff drying out. Here's all my food. Getting there, one step at a time. Pristine lake, beautiful, almost full moon. Great night for night hiking. I am running right now to get to the other deli before they close. Should get there on time. I made about 5 miles in 70 minutes, so that's pretty good. Very motivated by food. It's 9:52. Made it. So here's what I got. Chicken cutlet sandwich times 3. Large fries. Got another thing of ice cream. Chocolate milk. 2 Arizona teas. Since I haven't been staying anywhere, I have a little more budget for food, so and it's available, so I'm gonna take full advantage. So this is the plant nursery with the outdoor shower. Now let's see if there is hot water. Please be hot water. Is it even on? Cool. Not even on. Fucking bullshit. Finally had dry feet. And then this bullshit, middle of the night. Ugh. It's actually not as dirty as I thought they would be. This bridge is out. I think I'll go down here. Should be able to cross there. They wanted to reroute me along a road, but it added an extra mile. So I'll just rock hop it. That was kind of a sketchy little leap of faith. Go from that rock to this rock, and it's all wet. You just gotta commit. I can just see in my head, slipping on it, falling backwards, hitting my head on a rock, and then you just float down the river. Beautiful river. Cool, I'm in another state, entering Connecticut now. This is the morning of day 57. Moving right along. Don't know what these plants are. They look like lettuce. So funny story about New England. The first time when I was hiking in 2016, I was really excited to get to the state of New England because everyone kept saying how beautiful New England is, especially the leaves of New England in the fall. And just one of those things I just really didn't think about. But I was like, yeah, I'm really excited to get to the state of New England. And then finally realized, like, oh yeah, New England is what you call the series of states up here, and not a state itself. So feeling pretty good today still, despite 2 really long days. Got into the shelter at 2 a.m. 2 nights ago. Got in at like 1:40 last night. And that was just because I spent so much time hanging out at these delis eating. But it's nice to reframe and kind of reprogram the mind, because there's really no reason that you have to camp at dark, or this idea that hiking till midnight is too late. But those are just made up concepts. You can hike whenever you want. I could sleep all day and hike all night if I wanted to. So it's just kind of breaking all of these barriers in my mind about what I should and shouldn't do, what is possible. Really nice warm day today. Sunny, dry, but now bugs are out. actually pretty hot today. I think it's in the 70s, and then just with no shade and the sun beating down, it feels like it's 90. And yeah, it's made the day definitely more challenging. You could tell just less energetic because of the heat. Probably it'll take a little bit to acclimatize because I have been used to, 40, 50 degrees most days. Other than that, it's going good. The trail is much, just more hikeable here. New Jersey and New York is still a bunch of rocky, obstacle-like terrain, but here it's more flowy. It definitely is more climbing today, but yeah, it's offset by the fact that it's not a bunch of mess of jumbled rocks. I fell earlier, but pretty dirty. Pretty steep going down here. This is the St. John's Ledges. What a mess. That will be all of New Hampshire. I'm in the Stewart Hollow shelter. It's even hotter today, so I'm just gonna take a nap here and then hike on into the night. Had a nice stay in Kent. People I stayed with, Barbie and Dan, retired couple, really nice people. She took me to the grocery store, got some steaks and sausages, grilled those up, she made a salad, and then had a bunch of ice cream after that. So ate a pound and a half of steak last night, and now I'm carrying out half a pound of steak along with some sausages, so that'll be nice dinner tonight. And yeah, I will be entering Massachusetts tomorrow. Well, it's starting to rain, and there's thunder and lightning. So that's a good sign that I should go hiking. Actually, new plan. So looked at the weather, and it's saying this is going to be a pretty severe thunderstorm for like the next 3 or 4 hours. So I'm just gonna sleep some more and then get up and just hike through the night. Because either way, I'll be hiking in the dark. This way, I'm not hiking in the dark in a thunderstorm with lightning all around. Yeah, I think that's the smart plan. Yeah, this is definitely the right call. This is actually a pretty substantial storm. Holy shit, I'm glad I'm not out in this. Damn. Yeah, this storm is really bad. I am glad I made this decision. Holy shit, I'd be out in this right now. Well, it's nice now, but it's supposed to be more coming through in the next 3 hours. It is 3 a.m. now. Guess I really needed that sleep. The storm has passed, and I'm gonna get hiking. Full moon tonight. Sun is rising. I'm enjoying this part of the trail much more than the last 400 miles. It just felt really pointless to go up and down through those mountains when there's just roads and houses and everything else around. I don't mind climbing big stuff for nature and views, but when you're just climbing through a bunch of rocky bullshit and there's a highway right next to you, it feels just really like a big waste of time. So it's nice to be back in nature and not hear cars constantly. The rivers are really beautiful right now, especially with all that rain yesterday. Maybe a pretty big day. Be at least 45 miles, probably a little bit further. Trail goes through these rocks. There's a racetrack off to the left. Bunch of fancy little cars driving around. So yeah, great nature out here. Crossing the Housatonic River. It's a pretty fancy high school. This is a fairly old growth forest. It's pretty big trees around. These are the Great Falls. They are pretty great. These vines are crazy. It's like a big snake. So that's the mountain range I'm going to climb later today. One of those over there is Bear Mountain. This is called the Giant's Thumb. I remember this place from 2016. It was snowing then when I was going through. It was like November, and there's a really creepy sign of Smokey the Bear where somebody had like crossed his eyes out and burnt it with a cigarette, or burnt it somehow. I remember that vividly. Yeah, that was right here. This is starting to look like northern parts of the AT. This is the top of Lion's Head Mountain. I've got 4 more summits in the next like 12-ish miles. It's just up and down, up and down. Really nice, beautiful water up here. Alright, this is the peak of Bear Mountain. So that's 2 down. Got 3 more. Apparently this descent is pretty rocky and steep, so we'll see about that. It's pretty rocky and steep, but I mean there's decent footing. Places in New Hampshire and Maine will be. This last stretch has been my favorite so far of this trail. The climbs really aren't that bad. The trail is nice. It's not a bunch of bullshit. And there's some really nice, beautiful nature. So, all told, definitely favorite stretch so far. second I thought I was gonna have to go across this, but the trail goes right up here. Well, now this is some bullshit. Hey, I'm now in Massachusetts. All right. You're traveling through the homelands of the Mohican people. Climbing up Mount Race right now, and then there's like Mount Bushnell and another one. Maybe I've already done, I don't know. But more than halfway through all these peaks, and then it'll be flat and downhill and 46 miles, almost 47 I think. Yeah, I'm on 36, 37 right now. Quite a long day. It's going to be almost 10,000 feet climbed, so it's not been a flat day. Wow. Great views. Just don't fall off the edge. Mount Everett. One more summit, and I will be done with these climbs. This is Mount Bushnell, last mountain, all downhill from here. Been a pretty good day so far. The terrain is fairly mellow, especially compared to the end of yesterday. I had to do all those summits and steep descents. Yeah, I did 46.7 yesterday. Thank God that Armadillo was there to give me a ride into town at like almost 1 a.m. And the travel lodge I was trying to stay at was full, which blew my mind. So I ended up having to stay at the Holiday Inn Express, which was much more expensive, but at that point I just didn't care. Just needed a place to sleep, but it is a nice room. Nice to get showered and wash all my socks and stuff, so feel relatively clean today. And it's been raining off and on today, so first chance to pull the camera out. You know, it's supposed to rain some more, actually pick up around 4 or 5, but I don't think it's going to be like those crazy thunderstorms a couple days ago. Surprisingly, I don't feel that bad from doing such a long day yesterday. Definitely my body's a little tired, and I want to get to bed tonight, like get into camp before 10 p.m. Funny that that's an early day now. And then I'm gonna hit another town tomorrow. Pick up some new shoes on Monday. So this is Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. And yeah, I gotta switch arms. That arm is getting tired. Yeah, I would like to do a straight through even if it takes longer through like New Hampshire and southern Maine, I think I would prefer to do that, because that's the whole point of me being out here, is to challenge myself. So even if it means doing really low mileage days, having to use snowshoes and all that, I think I'd rather do that than flip around a whole bunch. The other big question is whether Katahdin will open. So it usually opens mid-May to June, because they'll close it for mud season. So, and if Katahdin's not open, that's fine. I'll just go through the 100-mile wilderness and finish there, and then come back at some point in October and summit Katahdin. But yeah, hopefully I can just go straight through, summit Katahdin, and then knock the AT off the list. That would be really ideal. And it's starting to rain again, so put the camera away. Even though it's raining, it's actually better than when it was hot the other day. That was just too much and my body wasn't wanting to function, but it's probably 50 right now. I'm a little bit on the cold side, but I'm fairly comfortable with my raincoat on. These rocks are pretty cool. If this were trail in New York, you'd have to climb right over those rocks. Okay, I take it back. I'll take warm weather. It's getting cold enough that it's like these fat, wet snowdrops now. Well, this is pretty ridiculous and miserable, but it'll pass. Just gotta keep moving. Boy, it is really snowing now. Dark, snow, and wet, and cold. So this is really great. This is getting pretty old.